dinner with the wife, and all of a sudden, all hell broke loose on social media here with this breaking news across the NFC North. So here we are. She's mad. I'll just have to, I don't know, we'll have to make it up to her. We're probably going to have to go on a little shopping spree here in a second while we're out at dinner. But here it goes. Breaking news. This one caught me completely off guard, gang. Drew Dalman is retiring at the age of 27 after only 1 year with the Chicago Bears. Now, your boy has to eat a little crow here. You ready? I pride myself off of being honest and being my own worst critic on this particular podcast, okay? I was all about going and signing Drew Dalman last year. I was all about this is the center in free agency, much like Tyler Linderbaum is this year. Last year, hands down, Drew Dalman was the best center in free agency. Let's go get him, all right? Now, if you had done that, you're going to be resetting again because obviously he is choosing to retire. These are the reports that are coming out as Adam Schefter tweeted out. ESPN sources, Bears Pro Bowl center Drew Dalman has informed the team that he is retiring from the NFL at age 27. Dalman left Stanford in 2021, and after 4 seasons in Atlanta and 1 in Chicago, he has made the sudden and surprising decision to retire. Very, very interesting. Now, immediately you got to kind of take a step back. There's going to be fans that criticize him. I know it'll always happen, but why is he retiring? Is there something going on personally? Is it a situation where maybe, I hate to bring it up, but you guys know CTE, you're getting more and more players that are retiring early because they're seeing signs of CTE and they're nervous about the awareness that's created with that. And how serious is CTE? I think it's as serious as you could think, right? If you guys don't know what I'm talking about, go do your own research. But man, the brain damage that comes with playing the game of football, and they're constantly trying to make everything safer, right? You see the Guardian cap sprinkled in all over rosters across the entire league. Is it something there? I seen another report, and again, I didn't want to put it up on the screen because I'm not sure how accurate it is, but it was just kind of mentioned in passing in a tweet, I guess you could say. His dad was a player and a coach. He's seen firsthand the effects of the toll that injuries take on these players. Maybe that played a role in it as well. Again, you guys do your own research with that. But man, oh man, this is very, very, very interesting that you've got a starting center in the league, a Pro Bowl caliber center, 1 year into his new contract that he signed with the Bears, and he's deciding to retire. There's going to be a huge hole for the Bears. And I want to say this, all rivalries put aside, right? All rivalries put aside. You wish nothing but the best for a player like this. Hopefully everything's okay health-wise, and it's just, hey, man, I'm tired of playing football. Let's hope that's the case. But all rivalries aside, you got to point to the fact that Drew Dalman was a solid player for the Bears, and it pissed me off every single week going, God, I wish we had signed him. Now you'd be filling that void. Now, listen, would it still have improved the Packers roster if they signed him? Absolutely. When he retires, I'm pretty sure that everything will offset there. And the Bears will be recouped, salary cap and money. We won't dive into all the details there. I'm sure in due time that will come out as well. We got the Caldwell corner in the house here. It's just back-to-back years of a star Lions and Bears O-lineman unexpectedly retiring is kind of wild. And at the same position, right, Carson? Like last year it was, gosh, help me out, guys, with the Lions. Ragnow, right? Ragnow retiring a little early. The injuries just got to be too much. So I will say this about the center position. If you guys have not watched the movie Concussion, that's based around Mike Webster, they called him Patient Zero for CTE. He was a guy that played center for the Pittsburgh Steelers, just an unbelievably dominant player, played in what we call the pit, right? Down there in the pit. You don't see offensive linemen take huge hits, but what they have are what is known as micro concussions, right? Every single play, you're sticking your face into another defensive lineman, right? An offensive lineman into a defensive lineman and vice versa. Mike Webster, man, completely destroyed his body playing center. And there's something about that center position, man, where if somebody lines up in a shade or a nose, you got to be ready. Ball snap, they're just going to blast you in the face every single snap, right? And those micro concussions, obviously, they tally up. Now, what are they going to be missing in Drew Dalman? It kind of goes without saying, but you're going to be missing the 7th highest graded center in all of the National Football League last year. Drew Dalman was ranked 7th at 72.6. The only centers that graded out higher than him were Zach Frazier at 73.8, Ryan Newsel or Newsile, however you say it, at 77.4. Tyler Linderbaum, who's set to be a free agent, at 80.2. Tanner Bordellini out of Wisconsin, I believe, 82.6. Aaron Brewer from the Dolphins at 87.4. And, of course, Creed Humphrey, the one that got away, the one that Brian Gutekunst chose Josh Myers over Creed Humphrey, one pick before Creed Humphrey went, continues to dominate with an 88.8 PFF grade there. Now, another name to look at on this list, Connor McGovern, right below, just 2 spots below Drew Dalman in Buffalo. He's set to be a free agent. He graded out a 70.9. Not only are the Packers going to be looking to potentially sign a center, but all these teams, especially Chicago Bears, are going to be looking to replace, obviously, Drew Dalman with this surprise retirement, barring anything else, crazy changing on down the road. It is worth mentioning, if you go down, Elton Jenkins for the Packers, 62.0. He graded out as the 22nd best center in that regard. So Drew Dalman, when you look at his career here, guys, just a solid career, man. 2025, 72.6. Then he jumps to a 78.8. Then he peaked at 82.3 in 2023. 2022, he took a slight step back at 65.9. But you've seen that 65.9 is the floor and 82.3 was the ceiling. In 2021, I apologize, we went backwards there with the way this is listed. In 2021, he was a 78.3. Then he fell to a 65.9. Then he peaked in 2023 at an 82.3. Took a step back at 78.8. And then in 2025, took another step back at 72.6. Still a solid grade, obviously graded out as a top 10 center. Sorry for the confusion there. It's usually listed in the opposite order depending on how you look at the card. But you've got a guy whose floor has been 65.9. His ceiling has been 82.3. I guess if you dig a little deeper into this, guys, the last 3 years, his play has actually declined a little bit according to PFF. Now, still a top 10 center. Definitely worth the money. Would still be interested in signing him if he was going to play, right? But he has declined 82 to a 78 to a 72. Maybe the writing's on the wall for Drew Dalman. Maybe he realized, hey, man, this game's kind of passing me by and I'm still pretty young. Maybe the wear and tear of the National Football League has kind of caught up to him, right? So could be the case. We shall see. Now, this is definitely going to hurt the Chicago Bears. Remove any potential personal ramifications or issues that Drew Dalman may be, dealing with. We want to be sensitive to anything there. Let's just strictly talk what this means for the Chicago Bears. They got to go out and find arguably the most important piece, or at least the second most important piece on their offensive line. They found their guy in Ozzie Trapillo, but he battled injuries too, if I understood correctly. So he was playing, I believe, left tackle for the Chicago Bears. You guys know we were really high on him. Drew Dalman now, you got to replace that center position, man. It's going to be tough on the Chicago Bears. So, again, it's not the end of the world for them, but this is definitely not good news for the Bears as they move forward into free agency, right? So we will see what happens with Drew Dalman in the future. There was a little bit of a rumor that Ragnow was going to come out of retirement after he surprisingly announced to everybody he was going to retire last year. And then it was like late in the season, hey, he's going to come out of retirement for a little playoff push here. And he just couldn't put it together. I think he failed the physical, and he was just too physically beat up. So going to be interesting to see what happens with the Chicago Bears here. I'm curious to know what you guys and gals think in the comments section. You're watching this video back later. Let us know, what do you think about Drew Dalman and this early retirement? Maybe you guys have more information by the time you watch this video. Let us know in the comments. Hit us with any details you have on this situation. And obviously thoughts and prayers to Dalman and the Dalman family if it is something health-related or personal issues or something like that may surface later. But let us know in the comments, what do you think about Drew Dalman? What route do you think the Bears will go? If you're a Bears fan watching this video, how do you feel about this? Maybe you don't see it as big of an issue trying to replace him. I know on the outside looking in, it sure looks like it's going to be a big hole for the Chicago Bears faithful. Hit that like button for us. Hit subscribe. Click the bell icon as well. We would greatly appreciate that. All right. That's pretty much it, guys. Just planning on hitting the Trey Hendrickson breaking news. It sounds like he's going to hit the market. We'll see if that value holds up at $25 million. Appreciate everybody in the chat jumping in here and voicing their opinion. You guys and gals are awesome. Such a short notice. We got this many people that jump in. We got almost 200 people watching live between X, Rumble, YouTube, and everything in between here on March the 3rd. This is just it's awesome that y'all take time out of your day to hop in and support the channel. So do me a big favor, smash that like button. Also, wherever you find your podcast, go search for us, Packers Total Access. Give us a follow over there. Give us a review as well. Everybody have an awesome day. We will see you tomorrow unless news breaks again. All right. And if it does, we'll rush home from dinner and we'll fire the old podcast up and we'll bring you all that info in real time. Cannonball John, thanks for the update, Clayton. Thank you, John, and everybody in here. You guys are awesome. Y'all are what makes this show so much fun to do, getting in here and talking ball with y'all every single day. So everybody have a great evening. My name's Clayton. This is PTA. Go Pack Go.
There we go.
Bye, guys.